Hey guys, so now we have a really nice offlaner, more on the offensive side. Slardar, old school hero, very old school. Love playing him in Dota 1. He's great here as well. Got some nice additions on the Scepter and Shard. Pretty amazing stuff. Now, uh, considering the build, boots into power threads. I think anything else doesn't make much sense as power threads do. It's stats, it's attack speed. This is the type of hero that you want to build some attack speed or even a lot of attack speed depending on your team, enemy team, but usually kinda you would go for a mix of some health, some utility and some attack speed. Power threads, you'll be having sprint, you'll be playing blink. I think if you want to make something like phase boots, you can do that is, I guess, as a second option, but usually this hero has no problem catching anybody anyways because of the inbuilt stuff in the blink. So I like power threads. Also gives you attack speed for your bash hits that you need to fill to get the bonus damage going. So yeah, it's nice to start with some attack speed early. After power threads, usually I would immediately go for blink. Uh, Here is pretty much, I'm not gonna say unplayable, but it depends a lot on the blink. And being able to immediately blink onto somebody, stun, ult, and quickly try to kill him. Very, very effective hero. He can catch anybody off guard, delete support heroes real fast. Really good against carries, even if there's like a weaker mid pick. So yeah, blink is kinda a must-have, I would say. Uh, some people sometimes skip blink and go for something like Shadow Blade into Silver Edge. Never liked it. I don't think it's a good item for this guy at all. I think all of this stuff is much better, but yeah, I've seen people play with Silver Edge as well. So maybe if there's like a crisis, maybe there's a Phantom and nobody bothered to make a monkey or anything, but even then, right, you wouldn't go for Silver Edge to break your passive, you would just make monkey. Actually, it's good to put him there because I keep forgetting. Okay, so you got your boots, you got your blink. Blink, of course, goes into overwhelming blink, which is a really nice upgrade. You need health anyways. Nice AoE damage when you upgrade it. Next one that you'll definitely need is Black Ink. Here is pretty much unplayable without this. The whole point is for you to blink in, try to kill somebody like high value target quickly with ult and bash procs. So you need to be able to do your right clicking, especially because you're building towards the bash. Bash is a huge damage, 200 each 3 hits. It goes really fast when you get some attack speed. So some like basic items like threads, blink, and blacking I think are a must have. Whatever the game is, whatever the enemy pick is, you need to have those to be like a effective Slardar in the game. So after those, it's pretty much a lot of items come into play. Some people just like getting Moon Shard and just being done with any like further attack speed. Some people will make a second Moon Shard. So you'll be seeing people running around with 2 of these, Blink and Black Ink, and boots. It's a kind of meme build, but it can be also really effective because you start building these really, really fast. And it's bash into bash into bash if your team has a bit of control. I mean, everything can be pulled with this hero. It just works amazing with attack speed. So there's also that. But if you want to be consistent and like have a guaranteed value, Assault is always a great idea. It is Hyperstone inside. Also, you can just go Hyperstone and run around with Blink, Boots, Black in a Hyperstone. You don't need to finish this. But once you finish it, the armor debuff works great with this. So you're doing like a double armor reduction with this item in your ult. So Assault is always a great option. The cough. Next up, I would say just take a look at the enemy team. maybe you just need an extra health. Maybe you just need some more, like a mix, attack speed, movement speed, and health, stat resist. I would say like either Heart or Saint Yasha is always a great option for this hero. Huge benefits from both. Heart will give you also a benefit for the blink once you upgrade it into overwhelming, because that one works from bonus strength, and this gives you a lot of strength, so they kind of synergize. This also synergizes. It's also strength from Sage. Halberd is always an option, of course, for every offlaner, miss, and disabling any enemy. Hard right clicker, right hero, anything like Faceless Void, Troll, Ursa, stuff like that. Scepter is also a really interesting one. Basically, whenever you stun, you go into this puddle, gives you HP regeneration, gives you armor, gives you stat resist. I also think no, that's just it. That's the item. There's like an item, I forgot the name, the Ocean Heart, something like that. Heals you while you're in the puddle, so that's also a benefit, but that's like a tier 1 item, so I don't think it's that big of a deal, but that also works. So Scepter can be pretty great with Shard. I mean, I would get Shard eventually anyways, because Shard is just, it removes the whole casting animation and losing those valuable seconds casting ult. If you have a Shard, once you do your crush, it just automatically, anybody that's caught in the radius, he gets ulted anyways. So, and it's 5 seconds. I mean, this is 18 seconds, but 5 seconds in Dota is more than enough to kill him. 5 seconds is huge. It's not 1 or 2 seconds. 5 seconds, it's a lot. If you can, Shard is definitely worth getting. It's gonna give you that, like, it's gonna give you a lot of extra seconds, not having to cast this and then initiating the first hit. So you're immediately ready to go. You blink, you stun, you're already hitting them, they're under ult. And it's AoE, so everybody that gets caught gets the debuff. And then, what I was saying, actually, do not think much about Shadowblade and Silver Edge, and then being like, yeah, well, I need to break somebody's Butterfly or there's a Phantom Assassin. No, you just make Monkey. If the game requires you, your team requires for you to do that, just get a Monkey. You're not a defensive type of offlaner, like for example Tides or Centaur. You're much more on the offensive side, so just get the Monkey at that point. Maybe you can even skip any of these if the situation is really in dire condition. You can rush Monkey. Maybe your own carry is lacking, maybe he doesn't know what this is even. Maybe you ping him, tell him, hey man, you should make Monkey, you can't really hit enemy carry, and he's like, I don't care. So you might have to make it yourself, so just keep that in mind. It's also attack speed and damage anyways, so you are building your attack speed for the bash anyways. So yeah, these are the options you can pick and choose, but Boots, Blink, and Blacking are a must, and some attack speed would be nice. And like I said, this synergizes the most with your ult. It's a double armor reduction. So yeah, there's that. Talent. Let's see the first one. Guardian Spirit cooldown from 17 to 14. Probably the sprint cooldown. You can chase more, you can escape more. Slither and Crush. 10%. How much is it? 35 to 45. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It's not that big of a deal. You can go right, you can go left. I would go right, I think, though. Having a reduced sprint cooldown, I think, is better anyways. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Second one is also actually interesting choice. Let's say you're going more for a build like this when there's no extra health, but you have attack speed. Maybe you can take the talent that replaces some of these, let's say Saint Yasha and Heart. But if you're making like maybe these early instead of this, you can go bash damage. But then again, bash damage goes as well great with attack speed anyways. So this is gonna have to be just look at the enemy team, look at your team. If your team is really weak and you're the only one up front to make like a wall to defend them, and they got some, especially if they got some crits, or there's high damage spells, you might have to go for health, just to be able to do some damage and also tank some damage, so your team can function behind your back. So yeah, I can't really give advice on this. It's basically like that. You'll have to see your team, see the enemy team, and decide, do you need to survive more, or do you have enough, kinda, maybe there's like an ogre in your team who's naturally tanky with a lot of armor. Maybe there's a mid that's more tankier. Yeah, it just depends. Level 3. Level 3 is, I would say, slither and crush damage. It gets especially well you have the scepter. Anyways, it's already an AoE, so upgrading AoE, it's not a bad idea at all. You can also go for the corrosive haze armor, but at level 20 it kind of becomes a problem because the targets that you want to get usually will have ways to escape, kind of, or just go into, let's say, Ghost Scepter. A lot of them will have black inks, so this is kind of the stuff that needs to last on them to get the full value, and might be tricky to keep this on somebody without them dispelling it immediately or just getting away. And once you blink and do an immediate stun, that's much harder to predict, and it doesn't really give you time. It's instant damage, it's instant value. I would say the right pick is just more value. But then again, also have to see at the enemy team and what they make. If they don't bother making any of these, if they can't really escape you, his armor might be better because, let's say, you have ult, you have assault, so it's a triple reduction. Can be pretty great for eliminating seal targets, I guess. Actually, yeah, it becomes AoE with shards, so it is like a big AoE armor reduction. Yeah, but it's an interesting one. And yeah, this is where the last one gets it's finally undispellable, right? But it's level 25. It's gonna be long in the game. So let's say if you went with this, you got the shard, you got the assault, there's your ult. That it's a huge value then. But that is if the game goes that long, and if you reach level 25, and if you're able to do anything actually in the fight. So yeah, Slither and Crush cooldown, it goes to 4 seconds. Yeah, I would just take the left one for sure. I mean, it's great to put it to 4 seconds, but if it's that late in the game that you're level 25, you're just blinking in, you're pressing your black ink, and the fight is gonna happen at that spot. So either you win or you die at the spot, especially when you're offlaner. You'll have to tank, you'll probably be dead most of the time, maybe not, I don't know, but you'll probably be dead. So I think you're running around blinking, blink is probably going to be disabled. I don't think you'll be running around stunning that late in the game that easily. It just becomes one fight. If you lose the fight, you lose the game. It's kind of how the late game is anyways. So I would just get the corrosive undispellable, and if they want to do this, they can't do anything about it. Shard, ult, assault, it's a great value. I would just take the left one. And I think that's it. There's an option also for what's it called? No, but the wrong one. Lotus Orb, I guess. I saw some people use it. Lotus Orb is also fine if you want to get it, but usually you would need your slots for like really important stuff. Like I said, some people like to go like this. Some people like double moon shard and just blink blacking and infinitely catch them in the bash. The nice thing about bash is it just pierces to blacking. So even if they have this, you can just bash through it. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff that you can go there. And I think that's it for Slardar. A really nice offlaner. Takes a bit of practice. Gotta be careful with your blink and stun. And then pick and choose what type of utility you wanna go with. Always remember about Monkey. And probably need it in the most cases. If there's a high evasion or butterfly hero, and maybe nobody has like edge or nobody else made Monkey, so yeah, it just depends. You have to talk with your team and decide for that one. But yeah, guys, that's all for Slardar, and I see you guys in the next one.